Okay, as always, if I spend more time prepping for this, I'll never get it done, or it's a waste. Um, okay, this is the Zelvadrian channel. My username is State of Q. Um, I had this as a joke. I thought about one of my friends on paper. Only fans instead of lonely fans. You have the O, but kind of things will have a capital O. Instead, it'd be a bunch of nerds playing video games and guzzling Dr. Pepper while we have no girlfriend, and you get to watch us like Twitch or something, but like a more darker version of it and stuff. All right. One of my friends decided that OnlyFans was debauchery is getting more crazy and insane, and a lot of the MGTOW red pill guys cite they call that simping or being a beta. Um, they don't get interaction with real women in their life, so they gravitate towards the internet. And it's one thing about just straight porn or whatever, but it's the little cutie pies on Twitch that play games in their bikinis and all this kind of other stuff, or Instagram and all this kind of stuff, and they have 1 million followers, or 10 billion followers, or 80 trillion followers. Oh, you're so gorgeous. Oh, you're so gorgeous. And these guys don't understand that they're gushing and gushing and gushing energy and wasting time over some little slut that wouldn't touch them with a 10-foot pole. So so all this kind of stuff and blah blah blah, and then so what's the thing now, or has been for quite a while, but it's getting more aggressive with OnlyFans because they're saying, why would you pay for something you get for free on the internet? You want to see a pair of boobs on the internet? Just Google hot big boobs, and you get all the boobs till you get tired of seeing boobs. But the trick here is what I call custom or tailored porn. And one aspect of this thing is a woman that you know and tightens the grip. This goes back to freaking Star Trek Next Generation, like around 1990. I don't know what the episode or thing, but well, you had that in a follow-up. Booby Trap was when Geordi tells the computer, "Well, show me," and the engineer's notes from her oral dictation. She appears behind him as a holographic character and puts her hand on his shoulder to point out to him. And because he misspoke or the context of the word, the computer took it as generate a holographic simulation to show him instead of just like lighting it up in red or something. Well, whatever it is, a year or two later, the real Leah Brahms comes aboard, and towards the end, she finds a hologram of her, and she's like, "Would you have one for each different mood every day of the week?" And he's like, "Whoa, it was never like that." But it kind of gets into that thing about whenever you could simulate a real woman. And I was told by this by some of my nerds I knew, my nerd circle, going back as far as like, I don't know, the mid to early 90s. Speaking of Star Trek again, they would chop the head off of a Star Trek babe or a sci-fi babe, and they would cut and paste her head to a nude female in porn, because everybody wants to see the celebrity nude. It's one of the biggest, well, one of many big motifs on the internet. Whenever they had the cloud hijacking or hacking, that all the celebrities' personal news got posted and blasted all over the internet. I think they found the guy and they burned him at the stake or something, whatever. But it's not enough to see a hot babe nude, because they complain as it is that with porn, the Victoria's Secret models and all this, their waists are super skinny. They're way taller than the average woman. They're way thinner than the average woman. That's not even good enough. It has to be a celebrity, because you get more personal with them because they're in your lives a lot more. And they have celebrity stalkers because of that and all that kind of stuff. I knew of a time when there was a Cajun radio station. For those of you who don't know, the Americans, as my dad would say. Cajun is a slur for Acadian or Acadiana, which is South Central or South Louisiana. From the immigration of the Acadians in Nova Scotia or whatever, and that's a thing. But anyway, it was Cajun French. It's I guess it's a slur from Parisian French or whatever. Anyway, it was a Cajun radio station, Cajun French radio station or whatever it was, and I don't want to drag him into this, so I won't say the guy's name, but it was a DJ, like, hello, you're on the air, and we'd like to play, Arne Lejeune for you, or La Porte Derrière, DL Menor means the door in the back, meaning like in the back porch, he knew the woman in the field, in their little cottage they lived in, or little cabin they lived in, or whatever it was, in old, poor former times and all that. Anyway, that kind of stuff. So, well, they had this old lady that would call, and she would try to talk with DJ and have a conversation with him. I'm not feeling too good. My knee hurts, and that kind of stuff, because she listened to him all day, or whatever the program was on the radio, and she identified with him like she was being visited by a young nephew. So she connected with him like that, and it got to a point to where, as I was told, they had to screen the calls, and then they couldn't let her ramble on for 20 minutes, cutting up airtime, and they could be making money playing songs and all that. So the radio stations were suffering because of that, because a lonely old woman wanted to complain about how her knee hurts to the radio DJ for the public to hear, So things like that. This is something I thought of decades ago because of that concept. When you cut off a celebrity's one, or I don't know if it was done. I have a faint memory of this, but like you cut off a woman's head that and you paste a picture to a porn picture, that kind of stuff. And they had, I was in high school, I think like 90 or something, so this is a while back. It might have been hard copy or a current affair or something like that, but it was on TV. They had this thing over the webcam, over the internet or something. I forgot the year, it might have been that year, it might have been later, but a woman would strip for you, and it was $35 for 15 minutes. So if you quadruple that for an hour, that's $140 an hour. Prostitutes aren't that expensive, okay? But and it's another thing that the MGTOW Red Pill guys cite so much, that you're burning up all your energy and all your money and all your wasting stuff for a woman that you get nothing from. She just bats her eyes and goes tee-hee, and she's cutesy, and she'll show you a little boob or a cleavage outfit. Well, here, take $2,000 from me. It's pathetic. So, I call that tailored porn because it's interactive. See, when a 9-year-old boy has a Playboy magazine, the hot model with the boobs and all that with her legs spread, she doesn't see the 9-year-old boy. But with the webcam thing going back and forth, you can talk to her over the mic, and then she's talking with you back and forth. So like, ooh, interaction, or a strip club or something, because the woman's there in front of you, performing for you. That point I make about all this, about the neighbors thing I have here, that I have down here. Simulate your neighbor's a wife or daughter, like underage daughter or something, like the holodeck thing in the Star Trek episode with Neil Brahms and all that. So I'm sure that's going to be a thing that I know with 3D cameras, you can take a still shot, flat picture, and derive how 3 dimensions would be. So all you got to do is take a picture of a woman walking down the street that in broad daylight, and you could simulate her body dimensions in which she looks like nude, and then you can make a porn model of her, and they're going to have all kind of lawsuit material because the woman can say, well, he's getting his rocks off of a generated fantasy using my face and body dimensions, and some psychologist might argue, or I'm sure it's going to come up at some point, it made him more obsessed about her, and he started stalking her in real life. That's what I'm waiting for, Oh, it's harmless. Porn is harmless. Porn is harmless. Porn is freedom of speech and all this kind of stuff. And I'm waiting for that, okay? So it's stuff like that, So anyway, that's like decades ago. I started seeing creeping things like this, Have your debauchery always gets more aggressive and complex. It's never enough. It's not enough just to have the nude babe in the Playboy magazine. You have a moving video on the internet, or back then it would have been a VCR or something, and that's not enough. And it's got to be interactive, and you got to go to a strip club, so it's a real live one performing for you, and that's not enough. And then blah 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 blah, and all this kind of stuff. And you can't negotiate with irrationality. It's just debauchery, the OnlyFans, and all this kind of stuff. It's just ridiculous and ridiculous. And any kind of thing like this that what I call it the bikini blitz, our sex-based media that we have and all that, it doesn't satiate, it makes you more hungry. One guy I knew said that if he ever turns to porn, he feels so empty afterwards. And I'm thinking, I think usually feeling empty before is usually what turns somebody to the porn in the first place. So it's a lose-lose, you know. So anyway, so the OnlyFans thing with tailored porn is more debauchery up to come. It's just going to get more and more ridiculous. So, and we should try to fight it.